Now we're going to move on to key performance indicators, or KPIs for short. They are used to evaluate the success of a company. First, let's talk for a moment about Maslow's hierarchy of needs. Maybe you've heard of these. In the 1940s, American psychologist Abraham Maslow proposed his theory of human motivation. He said that we were all driven by 5 basic needs: psychological, safety, love and belonging, esteem, and self-actualization. These needs form a hierarchy, so the ones at the bottom need to be satisfied before we can fulfill our higher up needs. We can only achieve self-actualization or fulfill our true potential once we have satisfied our other basic needs. I like to say that in a similar way, KPIs are at the top of our hierarchy of financial needs. Let me explain. At the foundational level, or the base of the triangle, are your bank statements. Looking at your bank statements and seeing how much money came into and went out of your bank account is the most basic level of monitoring your finances. Sometimes I meet clients and this is where they are at with their financials. At the next level, higher up the triangle, are your financial statements. If you have your financial statements, your income statement, balance sheet and statement of cash flows, this is a good thing. But if you're not really doing anything with this information, it's really just numbers on a piece of paper. Some of my clients have the financial data available but don't know what to do with it. Further up the triangle is your financial statement analysis. This involves everything we've been talking about so far in this course, taking a deep dive into your financial statements to understand revenue and expenses and really figure out what's going on with your business financials. This step is important because it allows you to take positive action based on your financials that will benefit your company. This is a really good place for clients to be. KPIs sit at the pinnacle of your business's hierarchy of financial needs. They represent the state of actualization, where your business is operating at its full potential. In a practical sense, this means that you can make informed decisions for your business based on both financial and non-financial information. Generally, KPIs are based on data that are not necessarily included in your financial statements. Every industry has its own KPIs. You probably already know a lot of them, but maybe you're not measuring them. Here's an example. Why do many schools give siblings discounts? If you told me that it's a great way to bring in more students without spending any money on advertising, you'd be right. In other words, this tactic helps you keep your cost per acquisition low, and cost per acquisition is a KPI you can measure. See what I mean? Let's take a look at this matrix, which is a tool I use often with clients. Basically, we bucket our high-level important items in these categories: revenue, payroll costs, student acquisition, general and admin, back office and other finance. For each of these categories, the goal is to fill in what you want to automate, how you're going to increase or maintain profitability, and how you'll improve operations. Then you decide on what KPIs you want to use to measure your overall success in these 3 areas. For example, if we look at the student acquisition category, you could consider how you could automate lead generation, maybe through a personalized email campaign or having a Contact Us page on your website. Then evaluate your customer turnover to see how you could reduce it to increase or maintain profitability. Finally, try using Google Ads to drive traffic to your website and boost the efficiency of your operations. Let's take a look at some examples of other KPIs you may want to measure in your business. In terms of revenue, a very common KPI is average revenue per student. Other common KPIs are revenue per classroom or full-time equivalency. We'll take a closer look at the latter KPI in the next lesson. If we're looking at payroll costs, a common KPI is average cost per employee. Another one is the student-to-employee ratio. In terms of student acquisition, the common KPIs we look at are customer acquisition cost, leads that turn into tours, plus tours that turn into enrollments. A general and admin KPI is the student sign rate. This relates to the number of sign-ups or tours given. Another KPI is the unnecessary spend per month. How much money is being wasted on bank fees, uncancelled subscriptions, credit card interest, late fees or legal settlements? A back office KPI is trying to keep admin payroll less than 10 to 15% of total payroll. Another back office KPI is the number of hours reduced by outsourcing. One KPI for other finance is cash on hand, or the amount of easily accessible cash your business has. And another KPI is ensuring you have enough cash to cover 3 months' expenses. Remember, you want to measure KPIs that are important for your business.